For Houston firefighters, Travis Hobbs, Chris Mixon, AJ Castillo, and Jonathan Williams are back on home soil after bravely battling the wildfires in Southern California. The Houston Fire Department crew deployed on January the 11th and returned on January 28th, assisting a statewide task force in containing the devastating blazes.
To have a fire like this in the middle of such a populated area, just the destructions of homes and structures, that's not something you normally see. Usually it's a lot more just the land that burns and maybe a few homes here and there. So that was a major difference, just such a populated area. So many people lost their homes.
In the Palisades, it was just the wind. The wind was terrible for them. And 100-mile-an-hour winds that just, there's nothing that they could have done really out there. They did the best. The firemen did a jam-up job out there.
Fire Chief Munoz praised the 4 Houston firefighters who battled the California wildfires, highlighting their selfless dedication to serving others, even far from home. He emphasized the importance of mutual aid and collaboration amongst firefighters in tackling large-scale disasters.
Houston Fire Department Wildland group went out, to do what they do best, and that's take care of others. The mayor was extremely proud, very supportive of the program, myself included, and the whole command staff, and the sacrifice they gave of their time, of their family's time to take care of others.
The devastating Palisades fire was fueled by strong Santa Ana winds. The inferno consumed over 23,000 acres and tragically claimed 11 lives. The fire, which ignited on January 7th, left a path of destruction through the communities of Pacific Palisades, Topanga, and Malibu, destroying thousands of homes and forcing countless residents to flee.
It looks like a war zone. Just total, complete neighborhood is just totally gone. You may have a few structures standing here and there. It's not something that you normally see. So whenever you see it, it's not a movie. This is real life, and it's a different dimension to it. I think the first time that we saw it, we were rolling down the PCH. We really didn't say anything. It was just quiet. We were just taking it all in. It's hard to comprehend. One thing that California does really well, especially Cal Fire, is they have an incident management team. And they are set up to handle these types of events. There's a lot of logistics and resources and planning that goes into it. And that's what an IMP does. So once that event happens, they're getting resources there quick. You got to think about feeding those guys, giving them the tools and equipment that they need when they're out there. And Cal Fire did an outstanding job. They were on top of it. There wasn't anything that we were lacking when we were there. We were able to go get what we needed, and they were prepared for it in that aspect. When you have 100-mile-an-hour winds blowing fire, you definitely want to be in front of it because there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's an acronym we use called LIPS for life safety, incident stabilization, property preservation, and then societal restoration. And that's kind of the order we go in. So in that instance, we're worried about life safety. Let's get people out of here. Let's get them evacuated. Let's get them to safety. From that point, you look at the incident stabilization, and at that point, you're just trying to figure out ways to cut the fire off. Maybe it's on the flanks. Maybe there's some type of fire break up ahead that you can build upon to at least slow that fire down and not stop it. So be alongside brother and sister firefighters from even other nations. There are other nations up there. It's such a cool experience. And, you get to talk and you get to learn a lot of things. People do things differently than we do. We have different equipment than they do. And so you start sharing stories and look at each other's trucks and equipment. There's a lot of collaboration.
While we were building snowmen in Houston, these 4 dedicated firefighters traded a winter wonderland for wildfire warfare, battling California's devastating blazes. Their sacrifice underscores the true meaning of service above self.
Yeah, so, of course, we were kind of kept in the loop with everything that was going on. From a personal standpoint, I am sad that I missed it. I adopted 3 boys last year, so I kind of felt bad I was missing out on that opportunity to play in the snow with them. We all know that didn't happen too often, but got lots of pictures and lots of videos of them, so it was neat to see them playing in the snow and be able to participate, at least in that aspect of them while we're there. But it was also a great opportunity for my wife to talk to my boys about, being a servant, having that servant's heart. Sometimes you do have to miss out on family obligations and family activities because you're doing it to help somebody else. So it kind of brings that point home of it's not about us, it's about helping others. We're in this patch. That is a sense of pride that nobody will ever understand until you get to wear this patch. That's something that with this current administration, man, we're bringing that pride back. We're building upon it, making it even stronger than it was before. So whenever we go out, I mean, people automatically look at us because we're the Houston Fire Department. We're showing up. We're the largest department in the state of Texas. I think we're either third or fourth in the nation. So when we show up, people notice. And so everybody that's a part of this wildland group, we're here because we want to work, because we want to be here, and we want to build upon that pride and take that pride whenever we go out the door. We know we're representing the Houston Fire Department. We want people to know that, hey, Houston's here, we're here to help, and we're going to get the job done.
And really the sincerity of, with leaving their families behind, I think sometimes goes, as you mentioned, what you miss out on. How do you repay that, So, what they did, but what people don't know is they actually drove in a vehicle, like, I think they almost 23 hours. And I'm like, what do you mean they're back? And it was like driving 18 hours and taking turns and sleeping in a truck. And so there was a lot that went into the sacrifice, not only of their families, but, them being out there. And I know we go and, I would say, hey, just so you're in our prayers. The mayor was saying the same thing. The mornings we talk about the guys doing, if they need anything. But that's the thing. But as he mentioned, the pride and that patch they have, and to what they bring to the department and the city and the community it's unmeasurable. So, our sincere gratitude and, what they did. And, after 24 hours, I'll be watching TV and it's like, damn, it was rough watching it. But then I know that, they're well trained and they bring so much to the city. And as Brent mentioned, great ambassadors to us in the state as well.
From the Houston Fire Department Joint Special Operations Center, I'm Lisbeth Newton for Houston City Beat with news that matters to Hugh.